Well, here we go. Breakfast of champions. This is Chevelle's food. More of a brunch than a breakfast here. But she's got green beans, fettuccine, a little bit of white rice, and a boiled egg, all mashed up. I mash it up really good for her. And then that way she can digest it well. She won't get that all at once. I just give her, like I give her that much. And then I take it away from her. And then I go give her a little bit of water. And I only let her drink so much, and then I take it away from her. Because if she just drinks lots of water, sometimes she'll throw up, and we're back to square one. She's been running around like playing here all morning. She doesn't do that every day, so that's pretty cool. And I see it looks like there's a storm coming, so I might have to take advantage of it. And I've got this pile done over here, but I still got that other pile there to do. The camera's not focusing. So yeah, there we go, breakfast. Come and get it. Phone's all messed up, but that's an all-time high of 13.5 volts. It's charging good now. Sun's right out. Well, the forgot a can opener, so we're using the knife here. It's working pretty good, actually. Yeah, I went outside and I got that area around the tree cleared up. I probably put on, probably like 30 kilometers there in this trip, just walking around. I got blisters on my feet now. And my ankle's on the one ankle is swollen up. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, we're losing it here. Anyway, yeah, so clean it all up. I actually had my little weed trimmer here, so I haven't fired it up all year. Good enough. Look at that. Pumpkin. Pure pumpkin. That's for Chevelle. She's having a little bit of rice and pumpkin, and she had a little bit of liver there. Chicken liver. So it's pretty nice out. The batteries are 12.6, kind of charging. Yeah, I had two old freezer burnt elk sausages with mustard and ketchup. Can't beat that. And so I just came in for a little nap. Super tired. I'm walking up this grouse now. He's so comfortable with me that there's that little water spring up there. He's like 6 or 7 feet away, and I'm sitting there taking buckets out, and he's just kind of like looking around, but he's not leaving now. So he must trust me. So I won't be able to hunt that guy, but I'm sure if somebody else comes here after and camps, I'm sure their dogs would probably get that grouse. Chevelle would get it if if she was younger, she'd probably go after it. But I'm gonna take her after, and I'm gonna bring the leash. I'll bring her on the leash so she'll follow me. She doesn't like to walk very far anymore, and I'll bring her over there and I'll tell her we're hunting and we'll see how that goes. She gets this burst of energy when she's in hunt mode. Okay, well that's all I got for you there right now. I just thought I'd show you how I'm gonna open up this can of pumpkin. Some people don't know all these little tricks. It's not like a top secret trick or nothing, but have a can opener, a knife works pretty good. You just use your leverage, right? came in there just to take a break. I'm pretty tired, but my feet are just killing me still. Both my ankles are bad. I don't know what the heck's going on there. Hope I don't got something serious there. But anyway, both my ankles are swelling up and sore, a little bit sore. And then it could just even be from my shoes. I mean, those shoes are done. I don't know why I'm still running those old shoes, but I tried walking around barefoot after. Holy smokes, did that ever feel good? But yeah, I got a couple of blisters under my foot, and probably put on like 30 kilometers on this trip. I mean, just walking around camp. I haven't stopped for 4 days now. Just go, go, go. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. We're in ultra ration mode here for food. Next time I'll have more time. We'll be ready. All the hard things are done with the camper. So anyway, I never went out and cleaned the worked on the quads yet. I've been working on the fire pit area, and yeah, I have my little Johnson weed trimmer, and that thing hasn't ran all year. And I think it's been about 9 months since it ran last. I put a little sea foam in the gas before I parked her for the winter there, and I just wanted to see how it would fire up on that old gas. I never use old 2-stroke gas, but it runs awesome. It's not acting up at all. So yeah, it's like 20-some. It's like a 20-year-old weed trimmer there. Johnson Red 2147 or something. It's called. Yeah, so we're gonna go out. I did around the tree there. Holy smokes, that thing works a lot better than the rake does, that's for sure. And then I raked up some and got rid of the hay, just kind of spread it all out there so it doesn't go fire hazard. So yeah, I'll take a video later. I'll show you what it looks like around camp. It's starting to look pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna go have a snooze. Well, I think it's day 5. Look who showed up. Little birdies. Well, I got this all cleaned up I got this one area all cleaned up here. I just got to rake it up now. And this is all stuff here that was under this tree. I had to, obviously it was a pretty good fire hazard here if I wasn't careful. So with all this dry grass, so it did rain quite a bit. And it was damp, but then I just doused it with like 10 buckets of water. There was no way the fire was ever going to start in there. But anyhow, I just about got it done. I'm going to have to get the chainsaw out soon and buck the bigger stuff up. And yeah, then it'll be good. Then I can put my my cord across from tree to tree, and I can put my tarp out over my fire. It's I've been really keeping an eye on this fire, just because there is, a bunch of dry grass around. So I'm just seeing how far the little sparks are flying, and they're not going very far. They're not even making it over there. So, but nevertheless, still going to be careful. I'm going to probably go in there and just rake up some of that, just to be on the safe side. I just keep my fire small anyways. Oh, there goes Chevelle. She's probably going to be sick. She oh no, she's got to have a poop. Oh, there it goes. Poor girl. She's on life support with me. Like if I don't watch her, like I only feed her little bits of food, like I was saying before. But if I just give her the water and let her just drink what she wants, she pukes almost every time. So I just let her drink a little bit and then I take it away. Oh, she smells the bird. She's such a good bird dog. Good little bird hunter. There's birds hanging out in there. Oh, gotta pee. Well, I'll have to clean that poop up there. So yeah, so she's doing okay. Like she just goes in stages. Last night she was getting kind of weird there, acting like something was wrong. Today she had her food and she just started
going, literally jumping around like a bucking bronco. Wanted to play ball, started throwing the ball at my feet. Like she's hit and miss there. Anyhow, so I'm gonna clean this all up now. My batteries were completely dead last night, but I didn't have it plugged into the truck, and they are charging a bit now. The sun's not really out here too much, so, but they are charging. And what else did I do? Went under my truck there to look at, just to check things over, and fell asleep under there. It's just so comfortable out here, especially on the grass. It's just, it's so quiet. You hear the odd jet fly over top, and you can hear the odd vehicle on the highway. It's not too busy now, that highway. Not like it used to be. Look at her, eh? Got a couple more holes I'm gonna fill with the old ashes there. I just fill them over and then put a little sod on top, and then they never know they were there. She's exploring. I think she smells those birds. Get to be quite the little place for wildlife here. Yeah, sometimes I camp and I've got the tunes going and whatnot, and other times it's just nice to be completely quiet. You can kind of see where some people, they don't like motorized vehicles and stuff, and I mean, I like dirt biking and quadding. We haven't done it for a couple years just because it's hard for her to ride on them anymore, but yeah, it's it's just so quiet out here. And somebody might come out here and set up another camp over there. I don't know. I doubt it, because I mean, nobody's ever camped here other than me. What's she doing there? Oh, you know what? I'll bet you those mice are in here. She can smell those mice, or those moles. You smell a mouse? She doesn't know what a mole is, but she knows what a mouse is. Where's the mouse? Where's the mouse? Get him! Kill! They're probably under here. Yeah, so we're just being nice and quiet, but pretty soon it's going to get loud when I get the chainsaws out. And it's going to be fun then, because, well, this has been fun too, but I haven't stopped. So, anyway, don't mind the hair. Grizzly Adams going on here. So, like I was saying there, my feet are just killing me. I don't know what the heck's going on there. Is that what they call gout? Like, I've heard of that. I think that's what they call it. I hope I don't have that. I don't know much about it, but I remember a guy at work had something to do with his feet, and he had a hell of a time walking there. Anyway, I'm gonna switch up my diet a bit there and introduce a lot more beet juice and all those things that whatever my buddy used years ago to make his ankles work good again. He had the same kind of issues there. Anyhow, so I woke up this morning and I went outside, and I like to think I'm fairly tough, but I had a hell of a time just walking around. And my one foot, the heel is really sore, and on the other foot, it's the ankle. And you'd swear like I smucked it on something, but I don't remember doing that. So I'm just thinking, like, is it maybe just because of my bad footwear or something? But I've been walking on grass. I mean, I have been walking tons. Anyhow, so I remembered I had some Advil. And here we go. Extra strength. Expired in 2020. August of 2020, last year. Anyhow, so I never take pills or anything. Nothing. Unless I have to. I live off of, like, for self-healing, I believe in milk, which I don't even hardly drink any milk anymore. Milk, Buckley's, and Pepto-Bismol. I think I was saying that before. Those things, for me, usually does it. If I have a headache, I rarely take Tylenol or anything. I always try and let my body fight it off, and you know, I'm a big believer that you gotta let your body look after itself. And so far there, knock on wood, it's worked for me. Anyhow, the reason why I have the Advil is back in 2016, I was fishing there, and we were coming back from just a night fishing trip, about an hour from town. Anyways, on the way back home, I hit a moose, killed it, huge moose. It was like 51-inch spread, or 52-inch spread or something, you know, pretty big. Anyways, we hit it. It hit so hard that it bent the front fender in right up against the U-joint for the steering, and you know, I can only steer so much, and you know, I just hit this thing. We were doing about 90 kilometers an hour. The speed limit's 100. I think it was doing like 90, 95. And it was the same truck as this, but a diesel and a short box. And it was lifted on 35-inch tires, so it had like a 6-inch lift or 4-inch lift, something like that. Anyways, we hit this thing. We go into a skid, 180, and it's kind of slowing down. We're getting to the edge of the road, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, here we go. And then it's getting closer and closer, and this road that I was on, Highway 40 North, the one that goes to Grand Cache, it's a brutal highway. There's no shoulders at all on that road. And anyway, I hit my tires go off the road. We're barely moving at that point. It almost stopped, and then all of a sudden it starts rolling. It starts coming up. So I reached in the back and I held Chevelle as long as I could. She was actually laying on the floor. I think that's what saved her. I had the seats flipped up on these Dodges. They just flip up, and she was laying on the floor on her little bed. So we went, like, the truck was about like that, maybe even a little farther, before I let go of her. And I'm like, okay, I gotta save myself now, you know. So I thought, here we go. I just survived hitting a moose. Like, a lot of people get killed, you know, when they hit the moose. And now I'm going to end up getting killed on the rollover. So, you know, I had time to think about, you know, geez, like, I'm not really ready to go yet. And it's funny how when you get into a situation like that, you can think about a lot of things in just a few seconds. And anyway, so we come over, and all of a sudden, well, I sat down in the seat. I knew it was coming, so I sat way down as far as I could because I was worried about that roof crushing in. Anyways, over we go. It hits the roof. I can hear all the windows smashing and everything crumpling up. Sounded like a great big, one of my patented demolition derby haymaker hits. I used to always often get the most aggressive driver award. I'd let these big haymaker hits go. My car was only good for a couple hits and it was usually done, but whatever. It's good for the crowd. But anyway, so yeah, it sounded just like that. One of those big hits, just you feel everything crunching up, or you hear it. Anyhow, it hits, we're on the roof, it caved in the roof a bunch, and then it's coming around, and bang, landed on its wheels. And, first thing I thought of was Chevelle. And I thought, you know, there's no way she survived that. But I looked back, of course it's dark, so I tried to turn my dome light on. It went on, and there's Chevelle just standing there looking at me like, holy geez, Dad, what did you do this time? You know, we've been in lots of crashes, like as far as on the quads and stuff. She's gone flying a few times, but anyhow, this story's kind of getting long, but long story short, the roof came in. Chevelle was okay. Her claw marks were on the roof, by the way, but the roof came down and smucked me right on the top of the head. Maybe that's why I got that bald spot up there. No, but anyway, and it hit me pretty hard. So I just looked back at Chevelle, and all of a sudden I look over and here's this pretty little brunette asking me if I'm okay. And I was like, you know, I didn't know. It felt weird. Like I almost thought, is this what being dead is like? You know, you think of all these weird things. Anyhow, so she had just happened to be a massage therapist, so she asked if she could feel my neck and stuff and mess around with it. So she goes, "Ah, it's hard to say, you know, but does this hurt? Does this hurt? No." So that was that, and they stayed with me. Her and her boyfriend stayed with me, and I got called and got a permit for the moose and started. Well, I called a friend's son. He came down, and he's a friend of mine too. Anyways, he's into hunting and stuff, and yeah, he came out, brought the chainsaw with him, and went to work on this dead moose. So, anyways, after that, I went to the hospital. They said everything was okay, but I'd have a sore neck. I go home, and they told me to get some medication. I didn't even pay attention to what it was. I was like, yeah, I don't need it. I'll be fine. It's going to be sore for a few days. Well, about a day later, or 2 days later, like I was stiff and sore, like I could hardly move, and my neck was sore. But anyways, I was laying in bed, and I couldn't get out of bed. Like I said, I'd like to think I'm pretty damn tough, but I couldn't tough that one out. Every time I'd move my neck, it felt like somebody was trying to electrocute me or cut a nerve off in my back. It just killed me. And I'm like, you know, and Chevelle's looking at me like, what's wrong with you? Finally, it's about 1 in the morning. I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't move over. I couldn't roll out. So I got Chevelle. I yelled at her to get off the bed. She finally gets off the bed. I grab her by the collar and told her to pull. That's how I got out of bed that day. And I went right to the hospital, and all they did was tell me to get this stuff. So that's a long story, but I never ever from that day forward, after I tried this stuff, I said I'd never ever go out anywhere without it ever again. Like if I'm out, you know, in the bush or something, because if I have a bad injury, this stuff will get me out. And I don't work for Advil or anything, obviously, but yeah, it's incredible. So I looked at these pills. Well, they're expired because I haven't touched them since 2016, and it was like, yeah, September of 2016 we hit that moose. And so I was like, well, let me try one, you know. So I had some food first and stuff. It took maybe an hour. I can't even tell there's anything at all wrong with my feet right now. Maybe my left heel is just barely noticeable. Cannot feel anything wrong at all on the right foot. I just spent the last 3 days, you know, limping around. So if you're out and about, bring this stuff, because like, let's say somebody gets in a real bad crash, you're way out in the middle of the mountains. This can be a lifesaver. When I took this stuff with my neck, it went from not being able to move at all to same thing, almost like nothing was wrong. So there you go. Long story, but there's my tech tip of the day. Get yourself some Advil.
Take note of that plaid jacket. We'll be talking about it in a future video.